is very happy to welcome everybody to Hornby's sponsored project, Exploratory Action Research. May I invite the coordinators, Vinay sir and TV Rao sir, the coordinators of this Hornby project. And let me also share that Vinay Raju P is the General Secretary of ELTA Telangana and the convener of this exploratory action research. And we have Venkateshwar Rao Sir T as the chief organizer, and he's the president of ELTA. And as the convener and also as super mentor, we have Sampath Kumar sir and Lakshman Vangara sir. They're the project coordinators. We have Surender B sir and Mamta Sadhu ma'am heading this project as super mentors. And I now hand over this floor to Venkateshwar Rao sir and also to Vinyadhar sir to welcome the chief guest of the day, Janak Singh Negi, the mentor, Far Western University, Nepal. And today's exploratory action research session would be taken by our dear friend, Mrs. M. Roja Rani. She is the mentor and she's from ZP Jilla Parishad High School, Narendra Nagar. She would be very proud to introduce her teacher researchers, Mrs. L. Sandhya Rani. She's from Jilla Parishad High School, Katrepalli. And we have Mrs. B. Anita. She is also a teacher researcher under her, and she's from Jilla Parishad High School, Gadepalli. And we have Mr. O. Narendra, once again a teacher researcher under Roja ma'am's team. And he's also from Jilla Parishad High School, Shilpur. May I request our president and the secretary of ELTA Telangana to please warmly invite the guest of the day.
Thank you, Neela ma'am, for warm welcome and introducing the session. Good evening, all the participants, Vinay sir, Sampath sir, and all other mentors and super mentors. A warm welcome to Mr. Janak Singh Negi from Nepal Western University to our second round mentoring project presentations. Today is the first day of second round presentations. Mrs. Roja Rani from JHS Narendra Nagar and her team members are going to present their second level project presentation. I request our guest to witness and give suggestions to the presenters, and I also request him to share their experiences also to our team, so that we would learn something from you, sir. A hearty welcome to Mr. Janak Singh Negi, sir.
Okay, Vinay, will you say anything? Janak sir, welcome.
Good evening, all of you. First of all, I would like to extend my privilege to the organizer for providing me this opportunity. Thank you all for your invitation. Okay. Yes. Okay, video. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
You are,
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
audible.
Shall I share my screen or shall I explain or shall I share what we did orally? What do you prefer?
Sure, sir.
You can, sir, you can.
just brief your project details.
So we have the time constraint as well. Yes, I will have very short
Oh,
presentation.
yes, yes.
Okay. Namaste all. This is what in this. Thank you for invitation, and I'm just sharing what we did in Nepal as a part of exploratory action research. That's let's see here. Now, I would like to share the procedures of conducting exploratory action research to bring out change and improvement in teachers' instructional practices in a very teacher-friendly way. Okay, I'm not introducing what action research is and what are its steps, because all of we are familiar with. Just I'm sharing what we did in Nepal. The procedures while we were conducting exploratory action research here, we did like this. Okay, we have super mentor, Dr. Richard Smith, and we were mentors. Okay, at the first year we had 3 mentors here, and we have 30 teachers. And before we moved from one step to another while conducting exploratory action research, we had frequently webinars. We had webinars with mentors and super mentors, as well as teachers. And we also conducted many workshops with teachers before we moved from one step to another. We introduced what exploratory action research is and how it works to bring out innovation and to bring out change in our instructional practices. And we had also face-to-face meeting periodically with both teachers and mentors, as well as we had face-to-face meeting with super mentors as well. And besides, we had regular interaction via phone calls, emails, and WhatsApp as well. We supported teachers to make choices and decisions about their teaching approach in a supportive environment. And we also helped our teachers to develop confidence in their teaching. And we also help our teachers to develop reflective practices through which they can bring out innovation and change in their instructional practices. So how did we start exploratory action research practices in Nepal? First of all, our mentees were asked to select an issue, problem, or challenge to investigate. Okay, and these issues or problems or challenge maybe from their success story, or they might have some puzzle in their classroom, or they must have been facing some challenging situations. So first of all, we ask the teachers to select any of the issues or problem from these 3, either from their success story or puzzle or challenging situation. So basically, their areas or themes were related to at the first, so related to their classroom management, language supportive approach, multilingual classes, or assessing learning, developing 21st century skills, appropriate materials for their classroom, and particular areas of their teaching, for example, teaching listening, teaching speaking, reading, writing, and so on. Okay, I would like to share very short example how we helped our teachers to conduct exploratory action research. So here I would like to share the example of Indu Adhikari. She is conducting exploratory action research in Nepal. Now first, this Indu Adhikari, a teacher conducting exploratory action research, selected the problem. Look at, she had the problem that she said, okay, my students do not appear to be interested in writing. and they have difficulties in writing. It was her problem. Then how we, sorry, then how we support her to solve this problem as a mentor, and how she solved that problem as a exploratory action researcher. Let's see here. Now, at first, okay, teacher has an issue or topic. So where shall they go from here? They go for exploring. Now, as we are all familiar with, in exploratory action research, there is action for understanding before action for change. So first, she started to explore the current situation. Now, what to explore? We helped our mentees transform their issues into exploratory action research at first. So that is exploring perception and behavior related to the issue. Exploratory action question try to answer the question like this. For example, what is the current situation, or what do I know about it, or what do my students or colleagues think of this? It means before teacher plan for the action, we encourage them to investigate or to study the current situation so that they can take a right step, okay, further. So at first, the participant changed their problem into exploratory research questions. Let's go back to the case of Indo again. Her problem was, okay, what she said is, my students do not appear to be interested in writing, and they have difficulties in writing. So what did she decide to explore? At first, before planning for the action, she tried to understand these questions. What do my students say about different kinds of writing tasks? What do students do when I give them writing tasks? And what problems are there in students writing? Okay, why she need to answer these questions? Because her objectives were to decide why students were not interested in writing, or to find out the students' difficulties in writing, and to improve students' writing skills in English. Because here, her students were not interested in writing. So before planning for the action, or before planning to improve the students' writing, she tried to understand why students are not interested in writing. What were their problems? And what are the problems, or what were the problems within students and within the teachers? Okay, this is what she did in the first step. So how did we help teachers to develop questions? Now, in response to teachers' stories of success, problems, or puzzle, we clarify, okay, or probe or invite. Here, instead of telling them what they should do, for example, what happens here is, whenever teachers had the problem, we didn't, as a mentor, we didn't provide the solution. Instead of providing solution, we asked our teachers to clarify about the issue, about the problems. Okay, we asked them what they mean by something and how they know that there is the problem. For example, in the case of Indu, she said that her students were not interested in writing. So we asked her to clarify what she mean by writing, what sort of writing she mean, what sort of students. Okay, we also ask them to explain more about particular aspect. For example, what sort of writing activities she's practicing with her students, what do students do in the classroom, what types of activities she designed for the students, and many other questions. Okay, and we invite also may ask them to say more about the situation, okay, what she knows about writing situation. But this is very important part. Okay, we learned from Richard. This is what as a mentor or as an experienced teacher, okay, some people directly provide the solution, but in our case, we didn't provide the solution. Instead, we talk in detail. We had email conversation or phone talk for hours to understand this current situation. So how did our mentees explore? Now, after this, okay, our mentees try to explore the current situation. So they designed some exploratory tools to understand the current situation before moving on to the action. There are many kinds of evidences. For example, some teachers use students' reflective writing. Some teachers use the critical friends notes about the lessons, recording of the lesson plannings, and there are many areas. Okay, they took this as evidence, as data to understand the current situation, to understand what the real problem is. So what kinds of tool did Indu use? I'm just sharing the example. That's why let's talk about the case of Indu again here. Okay, she used a questionnaire and observation to explore the current situation. For example, here, what did Indu want to explore? Okay, she had these questions in her mind before planning for action. Excuse me, am I audible, sir and ma'am? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Let's continue. Indu has these exploratory questions before she planned for the action. She wanted to know what do students say about different kind of writing tasks. Okay, what do students do when I give them writing tasks? Or what problems are there in students' writing? She had these three questions. She wanted to explore these three questions before making the plan. So we supported her, okay, to explore in this situation. So she collected data to understand this situation, to understand this context. So why she collected data and to explore her problem and to determine the next step, that is to develop a plan for action or plan for changes. As I have already told, okay, our mentees directly didn't make the plan. This is the main advantages of exploratory action research as well. Okay, she asked this question or tried to investigate upon these questions to understand the real problem. So she collected data using this questionnaire. She asked the question, for example, do you enjoy writing? And some students say yes, some say a little, not fully, or no, like that. There are some questions. Okay, I'm not explaining in detail. If you need detailed explanation, you can ask me at the end. Because of time constraint, and you must have many other presenters as well. So this is just what I want to share. She used this questionnaire to understand the current situation, and she made analysis and interpretation based on this questionnaire. What she found was most of the students, that is 84% enjoy writing. They 71% feel happy. Okay, and the teacher gives them a writing task and they want to write better in English. However, the majority of the students have negative attitude towards their own abilities. They think they are poor. What she found from this questionnaire is this. Okay, she also asked some open-ended question. That is what we call quantitative data. For example, she asked this question: what do you feel about writing in English? And most students say hard. So why they feel writing in English is difficult? Okay, some students say they don't know meaning. This. Okay, she analyzed. Okay, or she categorized the participant response in this way. She made the analysis of this qualitative data as well, and in this way, this she collected data. And next thing, Indu also asked her colleagues to observe her class, and she came to the finding, for example, that this is what the overall finding here. students were interested in writing. They want to practice writing. However, they had difficulty in writing because they do not have adequate vocabulary power to write. And if I want to increase my students' writing, I need to increase my students' vocabulary, considering the writing skill. This is the main finding. This is the exploration before action for change. After analyzing this qualitative and quantitative data, as well as analyzing the college observation, she found that students were really interested in writing, but they didn't have adequate vocabulary. So if she wants to increase the vocabulary, if she wants to improve her students' writing, she had to improve her students' vocabulary. This is what she knew in this stage. Next one is she made the plan for action. Okay, how she made the plan for action here is she implemented the student suggestion, and she also implemented her own ideas and others' ideas as well. So here, this is what she made the plan. For example, plan for action. What's the case of Indu here? Teaching vocabulary is needed for writing on the top. Generating ideas for writing sentences in English, brainstorming ideas for paragraph in English, and writing paragraph in English, and use of group work. Now, this is what her action plan. She prepared action plan to motivate her students in writing on the basis of the exploration. So she carried out, these are the activities, based on her observation. This is what another activity she carried out activities, and she found that at the end, she found drastic change in her class in writing, and there's the students in the classroom. What is this? My students who could not write even a single sentence in English started writing a paragraph at the end of the month. This is what then she made also reflection. Now this is what I want to share in short. I'm not explaining everything in detail. What we did, basically, I want to wrap up it here. What we did is we encouraged our teachers to understand the current situation before we ask them to plan for the action. Now, if teachers understand what their real problem is, they feel easy to make the plan for change, and it also worked very very well in our cases. This is what this is how we conducted exploratory action research in Nepal. In short, so I'm speaking continuously. You might have feel bored. Let's have some interaction. If you have any question, then if you think I need to explain something more here, I will be happy. Please, if you have any queries or questions, let's have some interaction.
Thank you, sir. Janak sir. And we'll have interaction session at the end, and also tomorrow we'll have the same session. And we think, I think it could be better to have. So if you have any queries, and you can ask sir, and otherwise we'll go with presentations. So to Vinay.
Thank you, Janak sir, for giving a lot of inputs about exploratory action research. So really, it's an interesting to know about what the teacher researchers there in the Nepal. Thank you being with us.
Thank you, sir. Let me stop it here.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Be with us and please observe our mentors' presentations and teacher research presentations and give reflections at the end. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So over to Neela ma'am, please invite the mentors and the teacher research.
Yes. I mean, we, ELTA Telangana as a whole, all the mentors, super mentors, and organizers, coordinators, um, and the teacher researchers are all immensely happy to go about with this British Council's Conby project, which has started a couple of months ago. And we have already been working on it. We have finished the exploratory phase, and now it is the mid project presentations that is being done. And I am happy both singularly and on behalf of ELTA Telangana to welcome Mrs. Roja Rani ma'am, who is the mentor, and she is going to share with us how she has mentored, and she's also going to share her teacher researchers, how they have progressed over the couple of months. May I invite Mrs. M. Roja Rani ma'am, the mentor, and her teacher researchers, Mrs. L. Sandhya Rani and Mrs. B. Anita and Mr. O. Narendra sir, to please share your exciting moments in this action research phase. I mean, now actually what I meant is exploratory action research.
Thank you, Neela ma'am. Thank you, everyone. And firstly, I would like to greet pleasant good evening to all the dignitaries over here, Mr. Neji sir and Vinitha Raju sir and the project leaders, coordinators, super mentors, and all the teacher researchers. Thanks a lot for giving us this opportunity today. And I also teacher researchers to be very cooperative as a team, working together for 6 months, and so that we could complete at least the first phase of our teacher research happily, and we are going to the action phase. Thanking all of you once again. I would like to take off with my presentation. So may I share my screen? Give me a couple minutes. Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. I would like to introduce myself as Roja Rani Madhuri, School Assistant English, working at GHS Narinanagar, Warangal. Here, firstly, I would like to express my heartfelt greetings and gratitude to British Council's Army Exploration Project Research that has been provided me an opportunity to be a mentor with the coordination of our project, our team leaders and the coordinators and super mentors. Thank you all once again. And with this, I would like to share what we have been doing for all the 6 months in this project. 1 minute. It's not coming to the presentation mode. So please.
Enable editing.
Sorry, yeah. Enable editing. It's not been seen. It's not
Middle,
seen
middle,
yet, sir.
ma'am.
Where is it, sir?
No, just stop that animation mode first.
Okay.
Here it is at
Yeah,
the
yes, sir.
left.
Sorry, sir. Sorry,
Slide
sir.
transition, motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, once again. So the objectives of this session is actually being a mentor for the 6 years. I have been working with 7 teacher researchers who have been very cooperative and actually I need not be called as a mentor because I'm also a teacher basically and the practitioner for so many years. So working with them, I to learn from them and made them to learn from me, I suppose. So we were together learning many things and also trying to find the solutions for many of the problems which we, the teachers, usually face in the classrooms. So objectives of the session today is, as a mentor, I'm going to share actually what we did in this project and how my teacher researchers have come for the selection of the problems and how they are going to solve their problems and to what extent they have come up to the solution of their problems. So the objectives are mentoring, roles and responsibilities of a mentor, challenges faced by the mentor and strategies to overcome the challenges. So as we all know, I don't want to go deep into the exploration process and the action research project because thank you, sir, that you have shared everything about the exploratory action research. In simple words, that is exploration is nothing but research for understanding and action is for research for change. So these are the steps which you all know, my dear friends, that we have been doing this and we have been going through different sessions and we have already passed through this exploration stage and now to start our begin the action phase. So now, actually, what is a mentor? Before I go to share what I'm doing here, how I could help my teacher researchers and myself to move forward in finding the solutions of the problem, let me share a few things. You all know who a mentor is and what a mentor is. A mentor is actually a person. In simple, we all know, my dear friends, that is a person who tries to help others solving their problems either professionally or personally. But here in a professional field, we call it as a professional who takes special interest in helping others develop professionally by extending coordination, support, and guidance. In simple, we can say that in the educational research, a person who helps the mentee to realize his goals with minimum support by developing his confidence levels. I mean to say here, we would be a facilitator. We learn, first of all, we need to be resourceful so that we can facilitate something without giving everything or passing the information completely. So mentoring actually is nothing but supporting someone. A trained and experienced personality, a mentor should be cognizant of the exploratory action research process in detail. We should know about the roles of a mentor, responsibilities, communication channels, ways to overcome the challenges, and recording processes. I mean to say, these can also be called as a few of them can be the challenges for the mentor during the mentoring process, which we need to search the ways to overcome them. And then, what are the qualities of a mentor? Why should we discuss about them? Because when we go for mentoring process, we need to know how we should be and what are the different qualities that are to be developed among us in order to support others. A mentor is supposed to be a role model, a friend, guide, facilitator, collaborator, resourceful and helpful in providing the guidance, motivator in encouraging the teacher researchers, thought provoking that is elusive, making them to think in a novel way so that they can develop or adopt the innovative techniques in the action phase to overcome the problems. Because sometimes the teacher researchers in the same group may come across the same area, the same problematic area like listening, speaking, reading, or writing. But that should not overlap. And even if we go for any one of the problematic area, there might be many causative factors or different factors influencing or may are causing that problem. So we need to be very innovative, selecting different techniques, activities, and adopting different strategies suitable to the styles of learning of the children. So he should be elusive, thought provoking, and resourceful, and supportive and encouraging in order to develop the self confidence and be confident to complete the project. And also accepting, because we need to be open minded to accept what our teacher researchers say. So because everybody has got the innate talent and we need the knowledge is always cumulative, we need to first listen to them and then give our guidance. And the second thing is we need to be proactive. That means we need to be first of all the role models. I mean to say, role model, I mean to say, nobody is perfect in this universe, but we need to be, first of all, resourceful. And whatever we say to others, first of all, we need to keep up the promises and do before we say to others, we need to do that. And plan the timeline in advance because in any action research phase or exploratory action research phase, timeline plays an important role. So we need to first decide the timeline, have the plan of action, and we need to implement it strictly, making it at the same time encouraging the teacher researchers and also making them to follow the timeline. In the same way, we need to prescribe the deadlines and also make them to know the kinds of reporting because evidences play an important role in doing any action research. In the same way, we need to be flexible to take overall agreement from the teachers, open-minded, because open-minded is nothing but being positive attitude, and this is the mostly needed for developing the 21st century skills among not only the children but also among us, I feel. In the same way, a role model, setting a good example to keep up promises what we do to the teacher researchers at whatever the time they may available or at the feasibility of the time of the teacher researchers, we need to arrange the meets and we need to help them and provide the guidance. And also, of course, in providing the guidance, I mean to say, we also learn from them. But we need to first of all supportive, flexible, open-minded, and set a good example. And we need to develop a sense of commitment among the teachers. And in order to develop the sense of commitment, first of all, we need to be committed towards our work. So with this, I would like to share the mentoring challenges as just we were discussing. In my journey as a mentor, I could face some of the challenges which I try to overcome by professional development and also by acquiring the knowledge from different sources. The first one I feel is selection of teacher researchers. That means how we need to what kind of that means what kind of teachers are which teachers are to be selected as a teacher researchers. I don't mean to say that no teacher is ideal for this action research, but here once again the selection process should be there. We need to concentrate upon the teachers, only those teachers who can give that time, because commitment is necessary to complete an action research. Enthusiasm is needed, curiosity is needed, zeal is needed. That means zealous, passionate, committed teachers are needed who can devote their time beyond the school hours to complete this action research. So selection of teacher researcher plays an important role, and I think I have overcome this challenge. In the same way, and I'm really grateful to my team who are always helpful and who are always there with me in doing in conducting all the things and passing through different stages of action research. The second thing is communication. When I say about the communication, communicating the information to the teacher researchers. Communication channels or media has become a difficult task in this pandemic, because face-to-face sessions are no more. That is the reason here we were compelled. That means I mean the virtual meets have become obligatory. That is the reason. Then it has become a problem once again. But we have found the different ways, and I'm really thankful to all my teacher researchers. Not only my team, I think all the teacher researchers of our project have been very supportive, because whatever the time we wanted, we fixed the time. We were online, where we got the virtual times as many times as possible. Sometimes from 7 o'clock we need to be there for 9:30, 10 o'clock also. So like the communication is very important. This is a great challenge, and we need to overcome by different alternative methods, by mobile conversations, WhatsApp, in the same way conference calls, and also mostly we went through the Zoom, and I'm thankful to them. And one-to-one conversation played a very vital role in the guidance of the teacher researchers. Then the timeline really is important, because coming to our exploratory action research project, here actually our research started in November, but the teacher researchers have joined us from 1st December. So our goal was, that means our timeline for this action research was from 1st December to September. But this pandemic, the worst is pandemic, once again obligated us to tentatively change our dates, and we were forced to postpone that means extend the exploration stage from March. Actually we planned for December to March, but it has been extended up to June. So from December 1st to June, it was only the exploratory stage, and now July and August are devoted for the action phase. And we think that in the September we would go for a dissemination event, wherein once again we will be going for improvisation if needed, and also sharing with others. Then coming to the next challenge, that is attitudes. Attitudes here, I mean to say, my dear friends, this is a thought process. So we need to have positive attitude, because everyone has got a single point to be noted. So we need to have the positive attitudes with keeping ourselves with open mind. We need to receive the information from others, whether it is a mentor or other teacher researchers. And I'm really thankful to my team members that whenever we were there in the Zoom, usually we all together exceptionally unless there is an unavoidable condition, all the people used to join together, and we used to share every one of their problems, their exploratory questions, and every one of us used to give our reflections, so that I think today we are really successful to the extent which we needed. And so attitudes play an important role. Then data, and in order to, before I talk about the attitudes of the teacher researchers, even it reflects upon me, that is we need to be with positive attitude and also be very confident. In the same way, data collection and analysis of data, this is the major challenge which a teacher researcher and as well as the mentor comes across, because here we know, first of all we need to know how many types of, that means what are the different data collection tools are available, what are qualitative and quantitative data, we need to know the differences between them. That means theoretically we need to make a study, and also we should support our teacher researchers, and together we should come up with a discussion related to our problem and select the tools. And not only the selection of tools and designing of tools, first we need to select the tools. For example, we thought that we need to collect the data from the teachers through the Google Forms. Now, once again, we need to know how to design a Google Form, and not only to develop a Google Form, what kind of questions are to be given. So we discussed each and everything. So it requires a lot of discussion and lot of collaboration in the selection of the data, tools for the collection of data, designing the tools for the developing the tools for the data collection, and not only that, once again, the collection process and collection of evidences, and later on the analysis of the data. So here, this step is the major challenge. And then, and I'm thankful once again for all of them and being resourceful. This is the most challenging thing, because before I guide someone, I should be resourceful. So that is the reason we need to be professional. We need to be a continuous learner, and we need to acquire as many resources as possible so that they can be useful to the teacher researchers. And I'm really thankful to our project team leader, Mr. Vinay Raju sir, who always used to provide us the different resources like the handbook by Mr. Richards, and the other, even the YouTube links. Sir, we are really thankful to you, sir, because you have provided all the resources, and you have already made our task to be very easy as a mentor. So the credit, whatever we take today, will go to you, sir. Thanks a lot, and I mean it. Then, then comes, now I would like to say about, actually, as a mentor, what are the different roles we need to play? Just now, as we discussed about the different challenges, my dear friends, let me take just 5 minutes to talk about how I have overcome these challenges. The first phase is planning and predicting. First of all, before I go for the selection of the teachers, how many teachers I will be working with how many I would be comfortable. This action research project has, sir, they have, that means this suggests that we can go for 5+1 teachers. Unfortunately, I got 5+2 teachers here, and all of them are really cooperative. So we need to go for the selection of how many number of teachers we would work with, we would be comfortable with, and also because we need to be in contact, we need to be in frequent contact with them. So we need to devote our time apart from our own professional and personal works. That's the reason we need to think about it. In the same way, what do you think will be normal frequency of the individual interactions with you? That means how many times we can be interacting with them. We should plan daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly. If that is the case, then how do you interact with them? Is it on one-to-one connection through the mobile, or face-to-face, or is it through the Zoom, or is it through the WhatsApp or the conference call? In the same way, these are all to be thought about before we go for the project. In the same way, how much time will this take from your life? Will this be feasible? How frequently do you plan to bring your teacher researchers together? Because teacher researchers, they are also the teachers, and they have got their own challenges and commitments. So but we need to once again frequently be together, because we would be successful only when we work in collaboration. That is the reason we need to change the timings. That means we need to be very flexible, but to be frequently together, then only we could achieve the success. In the same way, at what times of a day will you be able to communicate? That means the time, the number of times you meet, and also how much time you will be devoting, and how frequently you will be devoting, and how many teachers you will be helping, you would be able to guide. So this is what we need to first of all plan before we go for dwelling into the action research. In the same way, do you want to be open for communication? That means, we always should be open minded, and we should be open with our own proposals without hurting them. So we need to be very humble and polite in a language to convey our thoughts without hurting their feelings. That is, we should be first of all, we should be accepting, open minded. Then comes the important thing, that is timeline. Providing a structure via a shared timeline. Actually, this is, I borrowed it. Thank you for Mr. Richard's handbook, sir. So meeting with the teacher researchers, how many times you would be meeting? At least month wise or week wise. Usually coming to our teacher research, we used to have the month wise meetings, sir. And sometimes during these, in between, we used to have the webinars, and we used to have the sessions. So we used to be together sometimes 1 or 2 times in a week, but mostly we used to meet month wise, and regularly we used to be in touch with in the WhatsApp. And we are also there at least to twice or thrice in a week before the webinars and before the different action stages, and we have got the one-to-one interactions actually. Then it involves deciding, predicting, imagining, which we all know actually. That means how the on the where are our teacher researchers, in which stage they are, how long each stage will take. That should be known by the mentor, because we need to guide them. This is the stage. This is very easy. This is quite easy. We need to do that. This takes at least 1 week or 1 month. So we need to know. We need to decide the stages. We need to know what are the, that means how many stages are there in action research. For example, exploration, the first stage, reflection, planning, action, analysis. So what is this? We need to decide how much time we need to devote. What are the 4 different stages? How long it would take, each stage would take, and also how come we communicate with the people, and how come we can complete this stage. And communication channels, as just we were discussing, my dear friends, individual communication or the group communication through all these things. And we have come across all these meets except face-to-face meet because of this pandemic. And we hope at least that would be possible in the action phase. And individual face-to-face sessions, what are the actually, why do we conduct these sessions? Why should we come together? That is nothing but to clarify the research questions and research methods, analyzing data and considering further actions, reviewing and reporting on findings. Here I would like to share my own experience. So usually we are all the teachers, and we would be doing the action research without the knowledge of doing it system. We would be doing it, but we might not have reported it or recorded it. But once we enter here and once we start off in action research, always every teacher, as a teacher, because that is the commit, that actually is a very good quality of a person, that we would be confident, but we should once again at least be afraid of, yeah, we need to do something systematical. We need to be successful. We need to be cautious. So I need to say not afraid of, cautious. So every teacher will become cautious, and they will be feeling that whether I may be doing it or not. So my dear friends, in my team also, there are many, almost all of them are my friends and known people, and they were also like that. But gradually they have come to know that they have got much stuff, and they have already done all these things, but not reported or recorded earlier. So it became very easy. So we need to give the confidence for them, clarify them in a simple manner, so that they would come forward, be encouraged, and they would be teaching us instead of our support. I mean to say, we need to make them realize what they are, what they are to do, and how simple it is to do, but how committed they should be. In the same way, the webinars and workshops, we have got a lot of webinars and workshops. Actually, we are fortunate enough that our project team leaders are very competent enough and very with such a foresight that they have conducted a lot of webinars, making all the mentors and our project and also the teacher researchers to be well known about the concepts and the stages that are involved here. So thanks a lot. And communication and channels of communication, here this is for the mentor. In order to be systematic, we need to maintain this timetable. That means in a tabular form, if we come across and meet it and note it down, that means recording plays an important role, which always makes us to be or keeps us to be on track. And now the first thing is, when we go for the as a mentor, when I got selected my teacher researchers, when I also got the communication channel selected, now the next problem is how to make them to identify the problems. So in the first meet in the December 1st, immediately after the mentoring workshop, on 1st December itself, we got the teacher workshop. So here I met with my teacher researchers on the day. We got a long discussion for nearly 2.5 hours, wherein we discussed about, first of all, we discussed about what is action research, what is exploratory action research, what are the differences between them, what are the stages involved them in detail. Then what happened? In order to identify the problem in the next meet, that means in the 17th of December, I think after 2 weeks, we have come together once again, wherein we discussed for the identification of the problem. So how to identify the problem? So we have got some of the themes. So in order to ease the selection of the problem, though we are quite familiar with the problems, instead once again when we come for the project or when we come for the recording process, we again we will be in a doubt. That's the reason we have provided some of the themes here. As you can see, you all know about them, LSRW, and that means the language skills, as well as the classroom problems, and as well as the activities and different technique, the problems which arise in the strategic implementation. All of them have been taken. For example, LSRW group work, we are teaching collaboration, formative assessment, well-being of the students, and also the adjustmental problems of the student. That means small adjustment can also be there, indiscipline, punctuality, everything, whatever the simple problems which we notice in the classroom, which may affect or influence the classroom learning of the students, can be taken up as a problem. That is what which we discussed. And for that, in order to ease and provide a way for the identification of the problem, we have collected different themes, and also we have collected different problematic, usually seen problematic problem areas from our classroom learning uh, through the internet search, through searching the internet, and we have discussed in the second meet. So like that, we have discussed all the areas, and after that, every one of the teacher researchers, they went on to identify their own problems with their own students and come up with their own statement of their research problems. Now, how come when we go for identification of the problem, how could we select a problem? That means we need to think about we may reflect upon our own teaching learning and may select problem, but is it really a problem? We need to collect the information from different people. So we need to think from different perception, from different people's perspectives. So here we need to explore the question or the problem identified from different people's perspectives, like teachers' perspective, students' perspective, parents' perspective, and also the colleagues' perspective, like that. And sometimes, if needed, based upon the problem, we need to go for the peer perspectives. For example, a maladjusted child, we are going to take up the study of a maladjusted. We wanted to bring behavioral changes or solve the behavioral problems of a maladjusted child in the classroom. One of my teacher researchers is taking up. Tomorrow she will present. For that, sometimes we need to go for case study also, and sometimes we need to collect the information from the peer students. That's the reason peer perspective is also important. So this, what are the different perspectives from whom we have to collect the data in order to come to the correct understanding of the problem? That is what we discussed in the next meet. Then came the planning stage. So once our teacher researchers have identified their problems, they need to go for exploration. They went for exploration, collecting the data from all these things. So what to do? The first thing is statement of the research problem. So after 1 month, in the month of February, all our teacher researchers have come up with their statements of the research problems. Of course, we have definitely refined them, but they have come up with the problems. Then we discussed about the objectives of exploratory action research, need and importance of the problem, formulation of exploratory questions. Here, narrowing down, this is the action research. This would be completed in a limited time. And in this limited time of 6 months, 2 to 6 months, it's not possible for a teacher to overcome all the factors which are influencing or all the causative factors of one problem. As just we were discussing earlier, sir has quoted up the writing problem, the poor writing skills. There might be so many reasons for the lack of writing skills among the children, but it is not possible in the action research phase to solve all those problems. That is the reason we have to narrow down the research problem to one or two causative factors which could be highlighted, which could be targeted, and which could be solved by taking up some of the innovative strategies in the action phase. So that is what we did. That means what I mean to say here is exploration or formulation of exploratory questions is nothing but narrowing down the question and trying to identify one or two important causative factors of that problem which can be solved in the action phase or which could be overcome. Then we went on, after the exploratory process, we went on to data collection procedures. And here we discussed about the sources of data collection, tools of data collection. Here you can see, my dear friends, teachers' self-reflection. We collected the data from students, colleagues, peers, parents. These are the sources of data. So teacher receives information from all these things. As you all know, I'm just quickly moving because the people are there. Might be I'm taking a lot of time. Then these are the data collection tools, which can be quantitative or qualitative, but based upon the feasibility, based upon our own classroom environment and our need, we can be using any one of them. And most of the times here we use the Google Forms and also the questionnaires, and sometimes we collected the data because the schools are not there. So sometimes we collected from the students. We just our teacher researchers just wrote down the questions on a paper. They just took the photograph and sent in the WhatsApp group, because we got the WhatsApp groups now. So the students, they have seen the questionnaire, they have gone through the questionnaire and they wrote the answers on the paper and they sent us the photographs. So like that, we have collected the data from the students, and from the teachers we have gone through the Google Forms. And once again, we have got the focus groups. For example, we have got the colleagues, and even in the webinars we used to discuss together. So like that also, we got the focus groups, we discussed a lot, we raised the point, and we got the information which is required for the research. In the same way, check slips, rating scales, surveys, but mostly we used questionnaires, Google Forms, I mean the survey forms and one-to-one interview, informal interviews, and sometimes some of us, according to the problem, went on to interview the parents also and collect the information from the parents. And for some, we also collected anecdotal data from the school, academic data also we collected, and we got the data collected from the critical, that means the peer review, I mean to say the colleagues, critical review of the colleagues. Because in the February, last year, February, February to March, we got the students in the schools. So at that time, we collected the critical review of the colleagues. I mean to say the peer observation of our class by our colleagues. In the same way, now after the planning stage, wherein we went on to collect the state the problem, explore it, find the exact reasons, and then we collect the data by using the different tools. Now came the implementation of the plan, acting stage. That means whatever the tools we have designed, we implemented them according to the purpose. All our teacher researchers used different collection tools, and they have collected the data. Then came the analysis process. Once the data is collected in the action, they went on for the analysis. They analyzed the problems and they also recorded in what the way they have collected that in the form of audios, videos, and also we have got a documentation report, and reflective diary or journal is also being maintained. And we have also collected the pictures and links of the questionnaires as a proof. And then keeping records is nothing but we are all preserving them in the form of the document, and we have got them, and we would be using it in future after the completion of action phase for the publication or for writing as an article. And coming to our cycle, actually our exploratory cycle actually was planned from November to April, but it has went on from December 1st to June 30th, as I shared just before. In the same way, now in July and August, instead of May and July, July and August is for our action cycle. No improvement cycle, but I have written it over here. In the September, we'll be going for improvising if possible, and also sharing, that is dissemination. So what I want to say is here through this presentation, what I want to share here with you all, my dear friends, is as a mentor, we need to be resourceful. We need to provide the structure. We need to manage time, though it is difficult, being open-minded and feasible and flexible according to the time of the teacher researchers, and also establish effective channels of communication through online, and also keeping records of meeting. We have also got the Zoom meeting recordings, and progress will help us to come forward in the action phase. So in the exploration, they did all the things. They have analyzed their collected data, and now they are ready to go for the action phase. They have collected uh, some of the strategies and activity. They have also identified, but once we go to the action phase, the strategies and activities can also be tentatively changed according to the need and based upon the needs of the learner. So this is about my mentoring experience with my teacher researchers, and my researchers are available here. So they would be sharing, and I request you all to please go through their presentations. And I also request your suggestions so that we can improvise our action research in further stages. Thank you all, sir. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity. Sampath sir.
Ma'am, ask your teacher researchers to continue.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more thing, sir. And what about the report, sir? Shall I show the report later?
Yeah, at the end you can do that. Because
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And now I
Otherwise-
request, sir.
otherwise,
please.
share it in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. 1 minute, sir. So actually, I have been working with 7 teacher researchers, and I would like to introduce them. I'm working with the first researcher, Mrs. L. Sandhya Rani. Ma'am is my good friend, and excuse me, there is a problem. Yeah, and she has got the 32 years of experience teaching English. She's a school assistant of English working at ZPHS Katripalli, and she is well versed and involved in many of the professional development courses. But I think she is, for the first time, she has been involved in action research, but she is really very enthusiastic and zealous, and she has extended a lot of time and commitment for this action research. So now I invite L. Sandhya Rani madam, Mrs. L. Sandhya Rani ma'am, to continue. Ma'am, over to you, please.
Rosa, please share my screen.
Shall I share, ma'am? Okay.
1
minute. Meanwhile, you please introduce yourself, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, ELTA fraternity. Good evening, today's chief guest, Janak Negi sir. And good evening to all super mentors, coordinator Vinay Darra sir, and conveners, and my mentor Roja Rani madam, and all my teacher researchers. Once again, good evening to all. I am Sandhya Rani Lakkaraju, working as English school assistant English at ZPHS Kotrapalli, Shayampet Mandal, Warangal Rural. And Roja is my friend. She encouraged me to be a part in this Hornby project, and I am very thankful to Roja madam and ELTA fraternity and coordinator Vinay Darra sir, super mentors, and everyone. Welcome to Hornby project. And next, my research question: how I identified my problem. First, I have been teaching English in Jilla Parishad Secondary School for 32 years. And I noticed that most of the students do not take part speaking English fluently and accurately. They hesitate to speak English in or out of the classroom, afraid of mistakes. They cannot even frame simple sentences on their own. I thought there are many challenges for their hindrance in speaking. For example, lack of language atmosphere at home, language phobia, mother tongue impact, etc. So I thought I can improve their proficiency using various techniques or strategies like conversation, storytelling, picture interaction, etc. We know, all of us know, LSR out of all LSRW skills are as important as each and everyone. All skills are important for the student to learn and for the teacher to teach. But I felt speaking skill, many of my students, many of the students are facing difficult while in speaking skill. So that is the reason for selecting this problem. And what is the need and importance of the problem? Uh, all of us know language is primarily speech, and speech is primarily the means of communication. So speech is important for practical use of English. It is considered as a productive or dynamic skill, and learning through speech is the natural way of learning. And it is good introduction to the other languages. It helps the students to establish friendship and social relationship. And also it helps to express one's feelings and emotions. And the speaking develops linguistic competence for abstract thought and the language acquisition among the students. Speaking encourages the students to participate in the discussions, debates, speeches, conversations, etc. So with this objective, with this need, I selected this problem. The objectives of selecting this problem are the objectives of my research in topic: to find out difficulties among the students while conversing, to enhance their confidence in speaking skill and improve their fluency, to enable the students to learn English language skills, to shed inhibition among the students, to improve their pronunciation and intonation. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. And my exploratory, what is my exploratory question? How can I improve? First, exploratory question. Questions. These are exploratory questions, and the main question: how can I improve oral communicative skills among the students? That is my main question, sir. And other exploratory questions: how can I make my students participate actively in oral communication? Why do they find difficult to frame even simple sentences? What are the activities can I adopt to create interest among the students? And what are the best methods and approaches to motivate and improve their communicative skills? And selected tools for this collecting data. I selected questionnaires, through collecting students' opinions using different types of questions, open-ended and close-ended, etc. Formal and informal interviews, observing the students' oral communicative skills in different situations in the classroom and out of the classroom, and collaborative observation, taking the opinions of colleagues about students' oral communicative skills in their observation, and self-observation. I myself observed the students in and out of the classroom while they were conversing with peers, friends, and teachers, etc. And these are my selected tools. So collecting data, sorry, and the teachers' perspective questions. And I prepared some questions and sent to the teacher researchers and my friend teachers and other teachers through Google Form, and making phone calls and recording their views, etc. The teachers' questions, perspective questions, and their responses also uh, noted here. How do the students feel while conversing in English in your class? What are the reasons do you think for their hindrance in speaking? How can you motivate the students to speak fluently and accurately? What are the possible solutions to improve their communicative skills in English? And I got different types of opinions from the teachers. Lack of vocabulary and lack of language atmosphere, inhibitions, shyness, language errors, low self-esteem and continuous corrections by the teachers. Students feel uncomfortable while speaking. Encourage the students, these are the possible solutions. Encourage the students to speak in English when spoken in their society. Children can learn the language unknowingly. These are the responses from teachers. And I prepared a questionnaire for students also. And I sent this questionnaire through WhatsApp. They noted they wrote down, they wrote the answers in their notebook and sent it through WhatsApp, sir. Do you enjoy speaking English? Which topic do you feel easy to converse? Where do you find it difficult while speaking English? With whom do you feel comfortable to speak in English? How can we overcome this problem? These are some of the questions prepared by me. And one or two students I gave a response. And after collecting the data from teachers, colleagues, and the students, parents, I concluded that these are some of the main causes for their hindrance of their speaking. Language phobia, lack of language atmosphere, mother tongue impact, afraid of mistakes, inhibitions and shyness, monotonous teaching, low self-esteem, and continuous error correction, lack of vocabulary and lack of knowledge of sound system, lack of encouragement or motivation. But in action phase, I would like to address upon monotonous teaching and removal of phobia among the students. As we know, we cannot concentrate all the problems at a time, sir. I concentrated on monotonous teaching and removal of phobia among the students. And what are the approaches, methods, strategies, and activities I adopted to solve the problem? Collaborative method, direct method, communicative approach, situational approach, role play, picture interaction, etc. And these are the approaches and strategies adopted by me to solve their problem, students' problem, and improve their communicative skills. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And once again, I would like to thank to ELTA fraternity, coordinator, and all the mentors, super mentors, and everyone. And this is my documentation, sir. I need to make some changes. And I welcome suggestions and feedback from you, sir, for further improvement of my research work. Thank you. Need and importance, objectives, teachers' responses, students' response, perspective questions, analysis, list of approaches, methods, and strategies, timeline, sir. This is action research timeline I prepared in the docs, but I didn't include in the slides. And what are the challenges and suggestions? Challenges, sir, the first challenge when I started my action research, identifying the problem is the big question before me, because students have many problems while in English in using second language. So which problem should I take is my problem, and the preparation of research questions and exploratory questions, and another challenge, preparation of questionnaires, gathering information using different sources, selecting different types of strategies, methods, approaches. These are the challenges stood before me when I started my research work. And suggestions. How can we solve these challenges? How can we overcome these challenges? Frequent attending webinars conducted by ELTA and mm, different groups, and monthly meetings with colleagues and other researchers, regular meeting with mentor and teacher researchers, constant planning and working with the plan. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you once again, and give me feedback and suggestions, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You did a lot of work. Definitely, we will give you the video-based feedback for your PPT and the document that you have made. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. And Roja ma'am, you also try I request all the mentors to record your feedback using a screen recording option and provide that video to your teacher researchers so that they can improve, they can add, they can delete. So this is the
Sure,
best
sir.
strategy.
Sure. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, next move on to
I
the
would
next
implement,
teacher.
sir.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And thank you, Sandhya ma'am. It's really a laudatory. You did a very good job. Thank you. And I hope the same cooperation. And I would be extending my cooperation in future. Let us rock the show. I mean to say. Thank you, sir. Sorry to use this word. Sorry. I mean to encourage my friend. Now, with this, thank you, ma'am. Congratulations once again. And now I would like to request O. Narinder, sir. Mr. O. Narinder, School Assistant English, ZPHS Chilpur. Actually, he used to be my student, and he's like a brother to me. That's the reason I take his name. Narinder, over to you, ma'am. He has got 12 years of experience as school assistant teaching English. Narinder, are you there? Okay. Meanwhile, okay. Anita ma'am, are you ready?
Ma'am, yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Okay.
good evening. I'm ready.
I take this pleasure now to invite Mrs. B. Anita ma'am, school assistant English, working at ZPHS Gadepalli. All the people here, you know Anita ma'am. She has been a teacher researcher, and she has been a resource person and a very well-known familiar personality here, extending her services in almost all the ELTA activities. So I welcome you all. I welcome you, and over to you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good evening, ELTA fraternity. Madam, is the screen? Can you see the screen, ma'am?
Ma'am, you are sharing the screen, ma'am. Please continue.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, ELTA fraternity, coordinators, super mentors, and my mentors. A very good evening. I am Srimati B. Anita, working as a school assistant English at ZPHS Gadapalli. So I'm very thankful to be a part of this Hornby project, Exploratory Action Research, ELTA Telangana. On this occasion, I am very much thankful to my mentor, Srimati Roja Rani Garu, for extending all the support, both professionally and personally. Because of her, I think I'm here presenting this. And even I thank Mamta Sadhu ma'am for guiding me and giving suggestions and everything. So, second one. Ma'am, my action exploratory Hornby action research journey started in the month of December 2020. During the initial days, I came to know about my mentors, super mentors, and co-researchers. I co-researchers, which was a result of an extension of this resulted in extension of our ELTA fraternity. From my super mentors and mentors, I had the opportunity to know about the exploratory action research. So with their guidance, now I could find out the problem, what the problem was. The initial days, during the initial days, it was just an interaction process between mentors, super mentors, and co-researchers regarding exploratory action research. Then the second stage was identification of the problem, and the third one was exploring and collection of data. The fourth stage, and it was analyzing of the data, and now it has come to the mid stage where modifying and form an action plan has been made, and now we are in the next stage. We are going to the next stage, that is the execution in the classroom. So this is the process of this action research, and I'm very much privileged to present my research. Next opponent. Now, my research question was, ma'am, how can I help my students or a slow learner comprehend a text? So, I have identified this problem. I have been teaching English in Zilla Parishad Secondary School, which is located in a rural area. I noticed that though most of the students understand a text when explained in bilingual way, they are unable to comprehend the given text. This is the reason I have taken this as my action research. What is comprehension? So let me tell you what is comprehension. Comprehension is understanding the meaning of a given material both at surface level and at a deeper level so as to inspire the reader to read and understand on his own. Need and importance of the problem. So what was the need for selecting this problem? So reading with comprehension is an important aspect of learning a language. After reading a text, the children must be able to think critically, reflect on what they have to read, and interpret the text in their own words. This was lacking in my students because they are from a rural background, and that's the reason my students faced difficulty in comprehending a text. So I have taken this problem. Now, the factors and barriers that are affecting in comprehension by my students were the main factors were because of the socio-economic status. The second one was lack of language atmosphere in the school. In the means, as it is a Telugu medium based school, only they had a chance of speaking English only during the English period. The rest of the time they were speaking in their mother tongue. So lack of language atmosphere was also one of the main reason. Then phobia, language phobia, as it is a foreign language, they had a phobia of speaking or and comprehend during the comprehension of a text. Mother tongue impact, physical deformities of the children also played an important role. Lack of speaking skills, in the sense, speaking develops linguistic competence for abstract thoughts and language. As this lacked in them, they could not comprehend a given text. They faced much problem during the comprehension of a given text. So these were the factors that that affected my students during the comprehension of a given text. Now, what were the objectives? The objectives were to understand the difficulties that students face in comprehending a text, to know the factors which influence in comprehending a text, to enhance their confidence in reading and empowering their comprehension skills, to find strategies or methods, activities to develop comprehension reading among students, to develop interest towards reading different type of text. These were the objectives. Now, what are my exploratory questions after noticing the problem, after finding out the problem. So the questions that raised in me were, how can I uh, optional support to the slow learners in comprehending a given text. So the main purpose was, how can I make my low professional learner comprehend a given text? How can I elicit key points of a given text from my low proficient learner? In what way can I make my slow learners generate the subtext and associate the subtext with the reading text? What activities can be adopted to create interest among the students? What steps should be taken to instill confidence in the learners towards comprehension of a text? These were the questions framed by me. Now, the selected tools to collect the data. The tools that were selected by me were questionnaire method, questionnaire in the sense of collecting students' opinion, interview, observing students' skills in different situation, collaborative observation, taking the opinion of colleagues, my colleagues, co-researchers, and teachers, self-observation, observing the students' performance. I observed the students' performance in the classroom. By this way, by the above tools, I collected the data. Now, uh, I posed few questions to my co-researchers and teachers in the form of a Google form. And the questions I gave them were, how do students feel while comprehending a text? What are the reasons do you think for the hindrance in comprehending a given text? How can you elicit key points of a given text from your low proficient learner? What are the possible solutions to instill confidence in the low proficient learners towards comprehending a text? What are the methods or techniques used by you to develop reading comprehension among students? These were the questions posed to my teachers or core resources. Then the responses given by my teachers were for the reasons for the reasons were language phobia, unable to relate to content, activities may not be suitable for the learning styles, lack of learning language atmosphere, poor vocabulary, and lack of interest or confidence. So what are the possible what would be the possible solutions for my students, for any student to comprehend a given text? The answers given by my co-resource teachers were, use picture description, engaging activities, think, pair, share, visualization activities, ask more and more related questions, develop extensive reading skill, summarize to text, ask them to identify the sentence in which a particular information is available. So most of them answered it. Gave the answer of engaging activities or picture description. Activity based was the major answer. So the possible solutions were like this. Then I posed a few questions to my students, and they gave their answers in the above form. I asked them, are you interested in reading different type of text? What are they? They said yes. And what text are they interested in reading? They said, some said textbooks, puzzles, poems, posters, biographs, and etc. What difficulties do you face while comprehending a given text? Most of the children gave the answer as vocabulary, unable to understand few sentences, get confused. Do you need the help of others while comprehending a text? They said yes. Sometimes I take the help of my teacher. Sometimes I take the help of my friends. This was the answer given by my students. Mm, how can you overcome the problem of comprehending a text? Uh, then the reply given by my students were, take teacher's help or read 2 or 3 times with concentration, then improving my vocabulary. And the next one is try to restate the difficult sentences. What did they say is they try to restate the difficult situations with their using their own vocabulary or words, so that to get the nearest answer. Yes, these were some of the answers given by my students, and all these questions were asked to my students and gave the reply. So they said, one of them said that yes, personally, when I am unable to comprehend a certain text, I read it twice and try to use certain words instead of the words given in the paragraph, so that it makes sense to me. It always works out for me. This is the answer given by one of the students. Then the other student said, my teacher says how the in the class to listen carefully and read it 2 or 3 times, and note down and try to identify the important points. So these are some of the answers given to me. And one of the students said that identify where the difficult sentence or word occurs and restate the difficult sentence or passage in your own way. These are some of the answers given by my students. So what are the strategies or taken by me is what I understood that before for a slow learner to understand a certain text or a subtext, we have to give my action plan was to give pre-reading activities. That what I understood that for a slow learner, in order to understand the entire the gist or the main points of a given text, we have to give him pre-reading activities. So this was the strategy that where that is taken by me. That is preparatory reading. Preparatory implies preparation of or groundwork for teaching reading. Preparatory steps must be taken before the pupils are made to read the text and comprehend it. So when this is taken, what happens is the child gets prior information or prior knowledge of what the text is about, so that it becomes easy to identify the main points or the main things of the text. So it becomes easy for a slow learner to identify the main things. Then introductory talk. The teacher should give the class an introductory talk on the story to be read by the children, which makes them easy to read and comprehend it. As my main intention is for to make a slow learner comprehend a given text. So an introductory talk helps the child to comprehend the text easily. Reference devices. Preparatory reading or introductory talk makes one students circle some words or sentences which are the key points of the text to be comprehended. So once the child is aware of what the subject is or what the text is, the child, the slow learner, tries to identify the key points and circle it, and this becomes easy for the child to comprehend the given text. Prediction. Preparatory reading or introductory talk results in motivating the students to predict what the text contains, and thus makes comprehension easier. So, with these strategies, when we use the above strategies, the above preparatory reading or introductory talk, this becomes easy. With the above strategies, a slow learner, it gives boost or it builds up confidence in a slow learner to comprehend a given text easily. So teaching activities of preparatory reading are the most the activities that I do and I'm planning to do. Mostly I do in my classroom is teaching through familiar objects, teaching with the help of blackboard sketches, teaching through songs, teaching through pictures and flashcards, teaching through actions and songs, teaching through games. So I think by using the above tools or preparatory activities, we can, it helps a slow learner or a low proficient learner to comprehend a given text or to find out the main points of a given text. Thank you, one and all. And I think I have these steps will help my slow learner to comprehend a given text, and I invite suggestions or any other modifications that are to be done during this my action research process. And I thank all the ELTA fraternity, my mentors, co-mentors, and coordinators for giving me this opportunity to present to present and be a part and parcel of this Horn by Action Research program. Thank you, madam, Roja madam. Once again, my mentor Roja ma'am and super mentor Mamta Sadhu ma'am for extending your love and support to me in completing my mid-term project. I think I'll be successful in completing my project project in and I think I'll be successful in completing my project, ma'am. Thank you.
Congratulations, ma'am. You did very well. Actually, these are not the words very well. Amazing.
You
Amazing.
were the one, ma'am, who gave me both
I
either
invite-
professional and personal support. With the because of you, I am here today.
We are here to do that now, ma'am. Thank you. We will do that and we will continue the journey. Thanks a lot and congratulations once again, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And you really deserve the appreciation. Sir, Vinay sir, Sampath sir.
Madam, invite Narendra sir.
Okay, sir.
He's within 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Now I would like to invite one more teacher researchers of my team, Mr. O. Narinder.
Ma'am,
Narinder,
good evening,
sir?
ma'am. Good
Good
evening, ma'am.
evening. Good evening, Narinder sir.
It
Please
is
share
audible,
your-
ma'am.
Yeah, you are audible. Are you going to share your screen?
Yeah, ma'am. Could you please, can you share this?
Okay, okay,
Okay.
sure, ma'am, sure.
So good evening to all dignitaries in this program and my
Yeah,
coordinator.
sorry to disturb Narendra sir. I take this privilege to, actually I forgot, sorry. I wish to introduce Mr. Narendra Odala, School Assistant English, working at ZPSS Chilpur. He has got 12 years of teaching experience. And he has also been involved in many English teacher training programs. He is working at Jai Shankar Bhupalpalli. And
Chelpur.
ZPSS Chelpur, sorry. So now I take this privilege to invite Narinder. Narinder, please continue. Over to you. Sorry.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to all. So good evening to all the dignitaries in this program and coordinator of this program, super mentor of this program, and my mentor Rojarani ma'am, and my co-research teachers. Everybody, good evening. And today's program chief guest Negi sir. And I am very happy to participate in this program as a researcher. So here, I go through the sessions from December to till now. I learned so many things in research field. So Hanabi, I'm very much thankful to all the ELTA fraternity members. Hanabi sponsored EAR project. So here in my proposal, I quoted about that action research. What is an action research? So by the time limit, I did not repeat all these things. So here is a action research said by the Parson and Brown in 2002. And what is the ERA? So the clarification between the action research and ERA, exploratory action research. So when we find the differences between two, we can easily find out the result in EAR and go through that. And I selected my problem. My research problem is how can I develop reading comprehension among the students? So I emphasized on the reading comprehension. So language learned by major skills, listening, speaking, reading, writing. And the latest NCERT and NCF 2005 emphasized that another skill, that is reading comprehension, is most important skill they emphasized. So I took this as a my problem and background of the problem. English language is a colorful dream for every rural student. Language learning depending upon the it is depending upon the understanding of the text, and it would be used in a new situation. So here I want to share my view about the language. Language is not a set of signals and symbols. Language is a explanation of experience, exploring of experience by the signals and symbols. So here, understanding the major impact to learn the language. So I am a teacher of English working in a government school, which is located in the rural environment. My seventh standard students are very poor in reading test, as well as understanding the test. Because of this, their performance is very poor in academics and social life. Some of them are being dropped out from school and do not continue their education. So this is the reason I have taken this as my research problem. So the need and importance of the problem. Need and importance of the problem. English is the medium of instruction in all of the subjects in high schools. Thus, comprehension a vital tool in processing the bulk and complexities of knowledge, information, and skills in various learning activities that endeavors the learner's progress. Reading is one of the receptive skills to gather information. It is the process of decoding the written symbols to comprehend or to draw meaning. Reading is the basic skill required for speaking and writing. NCF 2005 stress reading comprehension to be a vital language skill. Reading comprehension is given 30% emphasis in our examinations. Reading develops creativity, arguments, and imagination abilities. Reading makes people confident and elevates their competency. Reading skill enhances the vocabulary and accuracy in expressions. So objectives of my study, my research. First, to understand the difficulties that students face while reading the text in English. To know the factors which influence reading comprehension. The third one is to find the strategies or methods or activities to develop reading comprehension skill among the students. So first I go through the exploratory questions. Why are my students unable to comprehend the text? Which factors influence the reading comprehension among the students? In what way I can make children read meaningfully? These are my major exploratory questions. And based on this, I choose the data collection tools. First is observation. Observation by myself. And in these, I observed the participative and non-participative observation. When I was in along with the students, I observed in the classroom in participation mode of way, and non-participant way when the students are outside with their peer and friends. I observed whether they are using or not the language. So questionnaire. I prepared a different types of question for students and teachers and my research teachers. And third one is interview. Here I took the interview as a tool. It is in informal way of getting the information by asking the questions of parents and my colleagues as well as students. So with this, I prepared a questionnaire for my student perspective. The following questions are there in the questionnaire, like, do you like to read English? Do you enjoy reading text? What type of text do you love to read? Do you face any difficulty in reading the text? What are they? Do you face any difficulty in understanding the text? Do you need help from others while reading text? How can you overcome the problem of struggling in reading and comprehending the English text? So these are the questions. And for these questions, I share these questions in a WhatsApp group and as well as Google Sheets. So I received the responses from my students. The major responses given by my students are all the students enjoy reading the text in English. They love to read easy stories and poems with pictures. So the factor hindering them from reading comprehend are too many unfamiliar words in the text, inability to guess the pronunciation of new vocabulary, phobia and feeling of shyness to express freely, inability to recognize the words in long sentences, and fear of reading complex sentences. These are the some uh, hindering uh, factors uh, collected by my from the students, teacher responses, and I also prepared a questionnaire for my teachers, researcher, and my colleagues. I sent these questionnaire by Google Sheet forms. These are the questions. Uh, do your student have any difficulty in reading the text? Do your student understand the text by reading? What are the difficulties they're facing while reading? What are the factors that affect their reading by your finding? You can, how can you motivate your students to read comprehension? So what methods or techniques are you using to develop reading comprehension among the students? Any other suggestions to do my research? So my teachers and co-researchers responded to my questionnaire, and some reasons, they emphasized some reasons that their perspective of teacher's perspective: lack of language atmosphere at home, poor vocabulary, phobia and feeling of shyness to express freely, lack of grammatical accuracy, authoritative behavior of the teacher, lack of encouragement to read by parent and sometimes teachers, bullying by peer, traditional and monotonous teaching learning methods. So here I enclosed these evidences of the what I collected the data. Here I include evidences of the data, Google Sheets, and their results. Most of the teachers and students they have a problem to understand the text. These are the some uh, examples which was finished my students, and finding and data analysis. So I found that the data collection tools provided information. Maximum number of teachers and students have come up with the main problem of comprehension of reading is phobia and feeling of shyness to express freely, lack of grammatical accuracy, authoritative behavior of the teacher, lack of encouragement to read by parents and sometimes teachers, bullying by peers, traditional and monotonous teaching learning method. Maximum number of teachers and students have come up with main problem of this comprehension of reading. After going through all the reasons, I do really agree with that. All the points which were expressed by them, as a teacher researcher, I have decided that the methodology of teacher can help. Methodology of teaching can, sorry, here is a spelling mistake, can help me to overcome maximum number of reasons to be overcome. So on the basis of this analysis, I uh, and my colleagues suggested to follow these strategies to be in future. So one is collaborative methods of teaching, interactive model of reading, fluency circles, top-down and bottom-up approaches, information transfer techniques, pre and post reading activities by pair work and group work, personal information, and reciprocal teaching method of teaching. So these are some of the strategies to be followed in my future action plan. So plan of action are a tentative timeline. So in month of December, we started our project with the help of our super mentor and mentor. And after a long sessions, we finalize our research problem in January and February month, planning of exploration. So in this planning of exploration, we find the objectives and data collection tools and the population of this project. So we decided in this, and finally, any challenges and suggestion in this identification of the problem is the most difficult thing is because of we have different problems in our classroom. So we have to find out which is the best one and which is the suitable as well as which is the what is suggestible and good to develop among the students. And the next preparing of questionnaires and data collection in this pandemic situation. We used some technical channels and platforms. With this, we conclude. We completed up to here our work, and the remaining action plan is going to be do in our classroom. So this is my presentation, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Okay, ma'am, please conclude.
Thank you,
within
Naren.
a few seconds. Okay.
Thank you, Narendra sir. Congratulations, you did well. And I invite our team leaders and guest of the honor today. So please reflection, sir.
Janak sir, are you there? And will you give any few points regarding the presentation?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, I am really happy. Though I was disconnected somewhere in the middle, and I watched all of the presentation, and I really appreciate you all, okay, professionals and teachers. You are doing really a great job, and this is what the way you are doing and the way we did and we are doing still in Nepal is more or less same because we are doing more or less the same thing and working on exploratory activities. And what I found till now regarding this exploratory action research is this is the best way to find out context-specific teaching methodology because the way we investigate the situation is directly related to our own context, and the way we interact with students, that's very very important and motivational as well, because as we ask our students what their problems are related to teaching and learning, that provides us the best solution, and this is what we are practicing, and this is what the most important part of action research. I congratulate you all, and thank you all for inviting me, and I hope we will work collaboratively in the days coming ahead, because I myself in Nepal here, okay, I'm very interested in exploratory action research, and still I am mentoring some of the teachers, and recently 4 or 5 teachers are doing exploratory action research. So we will share the feelings. There are new innovations and new changes in the field of research, and most of the people are not familiar with exploratory action research, and they are still carrying out the action research, and we know the weak points of the action research and the good points of exploratory action research. So I'm not explaining these things here. I will say for today's this first meeting with you, and I'm very glad to be here with you, and congratulations you all, and thanks for the invitation. Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your reflection, sir. Thanks a lot. And thank you, ELTA Telangana team and all the project coordinators and our super mentor, Mrs. Mamata ma'am, Vinidha Raju sir, Sampath sir, and all the mentors, the teachers, researchers present over here. Thanks a lot for providing this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Vinay, Tiro sir, please reflect and close this. Lakshman
Thank
sir is
you.
also there, I think.
Congratulations,
Lakshman,
Roja
will you
ma'am and
reflect?
team.
Yeah, Vinay.
Hello.
1 minute, Lakshman.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, continue.
Good evening, Lakshman sir.
Good evening, Roja ma'am. And first of all, I congratulate all the efforts of your teacher researchers and especially you. Really, it was a wonderful day. I could find a lot of change in our teacher researchers' attitude towards this action research. And they prepared well, and they have been working a lot to continue this research. So continuing in a work for a few days is a big challenging task for especially persons who are indulged in other work like profession, and especially in the pandemic period. So I congratulate that you made them to continue their research work. So I am very happy to see applications today, and especially Negi sir presentation is also very good. Thank you, Negi sir, for taking time to share your experience with us. And so just I would like to share a few things regarding the presentation. Here it's all overall points which I have noted while they were presenting. What I have found, one is just I mean teacher and mentors just try to narrow down the objectives also. Some in some cases I found too many objectives where there is some redundancy is seen. So that if we can merge one or two objectives as a one, and we can narrow down the objective, and then it will become very focused. So please try to make a note. And other one is and even framing while preparing some questions for students and for the respondents, especially students and fellow teachers, I found uh, some difficulty. For example, do you love to read? Okay, so if he says yes, then what would be the next question? Okay, so there we should give chance to the child to give his open answer. So try to please make your teacher research to uh, give a lead. So in the first question should give lead to the second question. So please try to do in such a way. Next, another point I remember, because it is all the refinement stage. So still we have to go a long way. Then it will help the teacher researchers to uh, prepare their presentation in a comprehensive manner. Next one is when we collect data from the respondents like teachers or our students. So our teacher researchers must see how many problems expressed by the respondents addressed in the action implementation stage. So we must ensure that, otherwise there is no meaning in action implementation stage. And how many strategies were used in the action implementation stage suggested by the respondent. So these, if we can see all these very minute points, of course, these are very minute points, but our action implementation should be a mirror image of the data. So that is why just I would like to bring to your all the bring to your notice. So this is all a few things which I want to share with you. Thank you, Mr. Vinayadhar and Sampath Kumar TV Rao sir.
Thank you, Lakshmi.
Really, it's a good going. I wish a good success of this Farnby project. Thank you all.
Thank you, Lakshman sir. We would thank you once again for the reflections. We would definitely keep all those points which you have highlighted, sir. We will definitely, and it would be helpful to us. Thanks a lot, sir.
Sir, nice man. Thank
Such kind of reflections will help us to move forward
you. Yeah,
and do the progress. No, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
yeah, please.
Ramakrishna want to say something. Ramakrishna want to say something. He raised his hand.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Yes, sir. I'm school assistant English teacher in Narkan district, sir, rural area, JPHS Goredpalli. Yes, sir. The second question, Narendra sir's question is absolutely right. The reading comprehension skills. This is the problem. This problem is facing all the teachers regularly in our classroom. Anita's madam question is understanding. No, madam. first madam, Sandhya madam is speaking English. So reading comprehension skill is the basic thing is for our English teachers. I think that is the main thing and basic thing. So I, with my experience while teaching the lesson while teaching, I am giving the vocabulary meanings and also repeated hard words and repeated reading one by one students and giving main points of the theme of the story. Some of the techniques I used only we get a result in English medium students from.
Yeah.
I succeed in English medium students, but whether going in I couldn't get any sufficient results from our Telugu medium students. So how can the problem overcome this problem? Reading comprehension skills. I am satisfied with the success of percentage 10 or 20% in Telugu medium, but I couldn't get. How can I overcome this problem? Reading comprehension skills. Could you please give me suggestion and valuable suggestion to me, sir? Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. We'll discuss in detail in our private sessions. Thank you, Ramakrishna, sir. Go to Vinay, sir. Please, sir. TV Rao, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you for our guest for joining us and being with us for the almost 2 hours. And I also thank Roja ma'am and team and entire the teacher researchers group for spending your valuable time more than 2 hours. Thank you all, and let us wind up the session.
Thank you, sir. Vinay, sir, any suggestions, sir? Sorry to take.
We'll discuss in next
so-
session, ma'am.
Okay,
It is
okay.
high
No,
time,
no, ma'am. I told you one more thing. Everybody just take those PPTs
Yes,
and
sir.
record the screen recording and give you a feedback. Even teacher researchers also give the feedback to the other teacher researchers, mentors, and even super mentors.
Sure,
Everybody
sir.
try that. Try that. Okay.
Yeah, we will show you tomorrow, sir. And tomorrow we would be sharing the report, sir. Report is also prepared.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Go to TV Rao,
TV
sir.
Rao, you.
Yeah.
Hearty congratulations to Roja ma'am and
Thank
her
you, sir.
team. Really, you have done well. We've seen you have covered totally our total project outline and proceedings, everything you have covered. So almost you have done the part of all other mentors and super mentors. A very nice preparation. The PPT that covered all the points of the total project, really wonderful. And I also congratulate Sandhya ma'am, Anita ma'am, and Narendra sir for their presentations. Good going, ma'am.
Thank
Keep
you,
it up.
sir. Venkateshwara sir, thank you very much.
Thank
Under
you,
your
sir.
short guidance, they are doing well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
all.
lot, Venkateshwara. It's all actually the support of the ELTA team, sir, and our super mentors and project leaders like you, Vinay sir, and Sampath sir always encouraged me. Sampath sir, really, from the bottom of my heart, thanks a lot for you. Because you are the person who encouraged me to do this.
Okay.
And with all the support of all the people, I'm doing this. And I also thank all my teacher researchers. Thank you once again for everyone over here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall I end the meeting and any reflections from Neela ma'am or any other?
Thank
No,
you,
ma'am.
Sampath sir, for
Answer.
your,
Thank you.
because you were the one who guided all of us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you
Neela
all.
ma'am.
Please join tomorrow also. We'll have session of Roja ma'am's TRs. Thank you, ma'am, Anta ma'am, and other Roja ma'am for your affection and affectionate words. And all of you, we are going together. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. Good
It's
evening,
been
Neela
a
ma'am.
knowledgeable session, giving lot of inputs to everyone as we have for us as mentors and for the teacher researchers as well. Roja ma'am, you have
Thank you,
done
ma'am.
your best as always.
Good evening, Neela ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you
Actually,
all.
my PPT, I was a little bit
And
lost
the
because everybody
teacher
knows.
researchers as well.
Thank you, ma'am.